Bizworld. Malaysia's trade surpassed 2 trillion mark for the first time in 11 months since January to November, expanding 24.6% to 2.01 trillion ringgit compared to the same period last year. Chief Statistician Dr. Sri Muhammed said exports, imports and trade surplus maintain their strong growth momentum. Exports increased 25.7%, while imports and trade surplus rose 23.3% and 36.2%. Last month alone, total trade expanded 34.9% to 205.5 billion ringgit compared to November last year, reaching the 200 billion ringgit mark for the second time in a row. It was underpinned by strong exports of electrical and electronic and petroleum products, as well as palm oil and palm oil-based agriculture products. The general insurance industry is potentially facing upwards of 2 billion ringgit to 3 billion ringgit in total flood-related claims exposure due to the severe floods in various parts of the country. Persatuan Insurance Arm Malaysia (PIAM) said these estimates include actual and potential personal lives and commercial risks claims directly resulting from the recent flash floods and the upcoming monsoon season in the weeks and months ahead. The general insurance industry will also be donating and contributing 2.43 million ringgit to a newly established flood relief fund to support the adversely affected motoring community. PIAM said this assistance will be in the form of a subsidy towards a cleanup at workshops for vehicles directly affected by the floods, capped at a one-off per vehicle subsidy of 500 ringgit for cars and commercial vehicles and 100 ringgit for motorbikes. Claimants will need to produce requisite evidence of flood damage to their vehicles and proof of previous insurance cover. Vehicle must be either currently be insured with or without flood cover, or a vehicle that was last insured on June 1st this year. Now, more promising news. Kenanga Research expects a better advertising expenditure Adex outlook for the media sector moving into next year. This as businesses return to operating at optimal levels, coupled with strong domestic demand, hence encouraging more advertising activities. In a research note, the firm said the World Bank expects Malaysia's economy to recover by 5.8% next year, predominantly driven by strong domestic demand and continued growth in exports. As domestic demand strengthens, businesses are expected to follow suit in increasing marketing budget for their products and services, thus bumping up Adex moving forward. A decline in quarter-on-quarter Adex is not surprising, as the national lockdown during the third quarter inhibited businesses from operating at optimal level. The firm believes the current quarter will be better than the third for media players, as non-traditional segments like newspapers, billboard marketing and radio will see more advertisement spend from businesses with the relaxation of SOPs and lockdowns.
2022. Bold measures, tough reforms. What areas can be further improved for Malaysia's economic recovery in the coming year? What are the key challenges for the nation's growth? Will Malaysia's economic recovery gain momentum in 2022? Malaysia's economic outlook with the World Bank on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. only on TV3.
Setahun detik berlalu, agenda rakyat jadi tumpuan. Tangisan duka masih kedengaran. Buruan sejarah diteruskan. Meniti harapan di balik imbasan.
Petronas expects a path towards sustained demand recovery to remain fragile and uncertain next year as the oil market adjusts to both short and long-term landscapes driven by the resumption of economic activities amid the pandemic. In a statement, its Vice President Group Procurement, Ahmad, said while the accelerated energy transition will create further challenges to the traditional oil and gas business, industry players must be innovative and remain cost competitive. This is to ensure projects and production remain feasible in the uncertain economic climate for the sustainability of the industry. Petronas foresees a positive outlook for drilling rigs activity, a steady outlook for fabrication of fixed structures and subsea facilities, supply of line pipes, underwater services, as well as decommissioning activities. That's all for Bizworld. I'm Muhammed, Ahmad, Hamdan. Thanks for tuning in and have a productive week ahead.